You see the glitz, right? The finished movie, the perfect performance. But look, for every single star you see on the Walk of Fame, there are literally thousands of artists getting their dreams just absolutely crushed by the industry. I am talking stolen ideas, wages so low you can't even pay rent, and contracts that are so predatory they would make a loan shark blush. So I went on this mission, right, to find the one invisible shield that can actually protect these creators. And what I found was a secret cheat code worth exactly $5,042 a year. Stick with me, and I am going to show you exactly how it works. Swept away into the children's toy box. I mean, that quote just nails it. That's exactly what the industry does. It can treat artists like they're totally disposable, like their incredible hard-earned skill is just some cute little hobby. But what happens when that hobby is supposed to pay your bills? Well, that's when things get ugly. Okay, so picture this. It's 2 in the morning, and some massive studio slides a 50-page contract across the table. It is filled with legal gobbledygook that's literally designed to confuse you into signing away all of your rights. Who do you call? Nobody, right? You're on your own. Or are you? For so many creators, this isn't just a balancing act. It's more like a tightrope walk over a giant pit of financial ruin. Yeah, the gig economy sounds all cool and modern, but for artists, it's usually just a fancy new term for, well, getting exploited. It's a whole system that's built on handshake deals and vague promises that just vanish the second a check is supposed to get cut. Let's just break down the bosses you have to fight in this video game of being a professional artist. First up, you've got the random paycheck monster. Next, you have to face the sorry your appendix bursting isn't our problem boss. Oh, and my personal favorite, the final boss. A contract that looks like it's written in ancient Elvish that basically says the studio now owns your soul. The whole game is rigged from the start. So in this totally rigged game, artists figured out a secret power-up. It's a really old-school solution to a very modern-day nightmare. They formed a guild. Seriously, think of it like the Avengers, but for writers, actors, and directors. It's a collective shield against the giant titans of the industry. And the logic behind it is just brutally simple. A huge studio can easily bully one writer, but can they bully 10,000 writers all at the same time? No. All of a sudden, the entire power dynamic just flips. The artists aren't just begging for scraps anymore. They're sitting at the table, and they're helping set the menu. So what's in their toolkit? Well, bam, minimum pay rates. You literally can't be lowballed. Bam, safer sets. So no more sketchy producers cutting corners on safety just to save a buck. And bam, lawyers on speed dial for when things get really ugly. A guild isn't just a union. It's your agent, your lawyer, and your bodyguard all rolled into one. Okay, that's the sales pitch. But you know me, I'm a skeptic. I don't really care about theories. I care about cold, hard cash. Does this whole Avengers for Artists thing actually put more money in your pocket? Well, it turns out the numbers don't lie. And honestly, they are pretty wild. So this is the big question. Guild or no guild? Does it really make a difference to your bottom line, to your bank account? The research on this gives a deafening yes. $5,042. No, that is not a typo. That is the average guild bump every single year. Let me put that into perspective for you. That's a car payment. That's your health insurance paid for. For a lot of artists, that is the literal difference between staying in the game and having to give up on their dream entirely. It's the most important number in this entire explainer. And here, right here, is where it gets absolutely crazy. You'd think the most important thing for your salary would be, being good at your job or having years and years of experience. Wrong. When we stack up all the things that can boost an artist's pay, one factor just towers above everything else. Guild membership. It's not just a factor. It is the factor, period. But just when artists thought they finally had a fighting chance, 2 brand new final bosses entered the game. The insatiable streaming overlords and the all-consuming AI blob. The old rulebook? It just got thrown right out the window. The entire game board has been flipped upside down. The old studio system, for all of its flaws, it at least had some rules. This new world, it is the Wild West. And in the Wild West, it's always the lone wanderer who gets ambushed. And look, this is not some future problem we can worry about later. It is happening right now. Streaming shows are burning out entire crews with impossible deadlines. Your creative work is being stolen and monetized by pirates a second after it's released. And now, an AI can write a script or create an image in seconds, threatening to make the human creator just obsolete.
So, is it game over? Are the guilds just a bunch of dinosaurs waiting for the AI meteor to hit? Not even close. They are rearming for a whole new kind of war.
So here's the new battle plan. For all the gig workers, they're forging ironclad contracts. To fight the pirates, they're actually deploying blockchain technology. To fight AI, they are literally in Washington lobbying for new laws to protect creators. They're not just fighting for contracts anymore. They are fighting for the future of human creativity itself. So in the end, the greatest weapon against the algorithm isn't some better algorithm. It's us. It's the simple, ancient idea that we are so much stronger together than we are apart. In the fight for the soul of art, standing together isn't just a strategy. It is the only way we win.